We're going to do a brief video on Amazon stock, AMZN stock, and let's take a look at this daily chart of Amazon real quick. Amazon is down today. It's taking a huge hit, down $11, down 10%, trading at $99.86 right now on volume of 57 million shares. Average daily volume is 57 million shares, and it's just 10 o'clock. So something's going on with Amazon. Let's take a look real quick. We've got a daily chart on here with a blue 200-day moving average, a red 20-day moving average, and a 5-day moving average in green. Let's take a look real quick and see. You can see this gap all the way down here. Amazon is trading down at $97.67 on this chart, and that's right where it is. So let's take a look real quick and see what's going on. We had a huge gap down last night from about $110 all the way down to about $100. It's a $10 gap, which is huge for a stock like Amazon. You'll notice it's not unprecedented. Right here we have big gaps, and we have some smaller gaps if you look through here. But the reality of the situation is, regardless of what's going on with Amazon in terms of a fundamental announcement or whatever they did, I don't follow all that. This is a really, really serious move for a stock this size to the downside, because you'll notice it took out in one blow. It took out all these lows. It took out all this support down here at 101.43, which looks like the low of this whole bear market. So this is a very serious move for Amazon in terms of was it going to escape its bear market? For example, yesterday when this market closed, you could see that it had put in a higher bottom here. This potentially could have been a higher bottom from this one. We could have come across for a few days and rallied up and attacked the 200-day moving average. But now this totally changes the entire picture. Let's take a look real quick at the weekly and see what's going on from a weekly perspective. You can see now this is a disaster when you look at this from a technical perspective. This is your 200-week moving average, and we've now broken down all this congestion at the 101 level that was all happened back here in the early summer in May, and these are weekly bars. So this went on for a long time. This was May, June, and July, establishing this as a very good bottom, and people were willing to buy there. They're no longer willing to buy there anymore. So that's a very, very negative thing for Amazon to put in this kind of price. Now, will it continue? It's hard to say, but my guess is it probably will continue. So we're looking down here now at the next support for this stock at $81.30. That's our next major support, really our only support, $81. So I think this stock's probably going to sell down at least to 90. I'm not saying that for today, but I'd be shocked if this stock doesn't go to 90. Let's take a look at the hourly chart real quick. This is an hourly chart with a 400-hour moving average here. And you can see it started to get below that back in August 26th, and a lot of stocks did. It came up, bounced from the underside of it September 12th, and then headed back down and stayed down until right here, October 21st. Now this is extremely interesting because this broke through its 40-hour moving average, which was a really good sign for it, but it just couldn't hold it. Everybody just sold it off. And you see, not only did they sell it off, but once the selling got started, it gapped here, and now we have this huge gap here. The selling just accelerated out, and there was just no hope for it at that point on an intraday basis. So what's the big picture here? The big picture is Amazon is firmly in a bear market. There's just no question about it. There's nobody stepping up to buy it at its previous support. Its next support's about $81. I look for this stock to probably go to 90 in the early parts of next week, and then see if it catches some support there. If it doesn't catch support in the 90s, almost certainly Amazon's going to go to 80s, to the low 80s, and test that $81 low on the weekly chart. And that's probably going to take a couple weeks to happen. But I expect that if something dramatic doesn't turn this stock around to fill this gap, which is highly likely, you're going to get this stock into the 80s, at least the high 80s, by the end of next week. That would be my guess. Now, from a technical perspective, this stock is not really oversold right this second, but it's really starting to get there. So from a technical perspective, you may see this stock rally and fill in here. Now, if you can notice, this stock usually takes a long time to fill in its gaps. So for example, it put in a gap here at the end of July and didn't fill it until September. So that was a month. Put in a gap here and did not fill that gap at the end of April. It didn't fill that gap until all the way over here in July. So this stock takes a long time to fill its gaps in a lot of cases. You can see right here there's a gap, but it only took a couple days to fill it. So in general, it could fill it next week, or it could fill it in a long time from now. So it's not consistent in the way it fills gaps. Some securities fill gaps immediately and some don't. So if this stock doesn't rally up and begin to fill this, then there's only other way it can go, and that's down. So if we don't get a rally into the 105, 110 area next week, we're almost certainly going to go into the high 80s and probably eventually test that $81 low in Amazon. Let's see what RBAM Research says about it today. We have 190 plus algorithmically generated stocks. Let's pull up Amazon. Let's plug this in here. We've got Amazon as a buy today at 108, 109, and 110. I don't think it got anywhere near that. Let's take a look. It's gapped down. Yeah, it's gapped down. The high today is $100 even 82 cents. So none of these are live, although they were out. None of them were live for today. Obviously, they're all above where the market has currently been trading. So we have 190 stocks out today. Let's go down and take a look and see. This is not. Let's go down and see if we cover it on a trend following real quick. Right here. Amazon is. We have Amazon today, a trend following, 30-day trend following. We had Amazon as a buy today, but at 114. So this algorithm was anticipating a rally, and if we got the rally, it was suggesting buying, of course, for entertainment purposes only at 114. So that was consistent with my analysis that those yesterday may have been a bottom. It turned out it wasn't, and so that's why these algorithms put the prices up a little higher so that the market has to prove itself. The market did not prove itself. It failed, and it sold off down to a high today of 100 so far. So we did have a buyout on Amazon today, but at a significantly higher price. So neither of our entry prices were touched today, but you can get access to all of these every morning before 7 a.m. at rbamresearch.com. Link in the description below. It's free, no credit card required. Just follow it over to RBAM Research, put your email address in there, and get immediate free access to 190 stocks, the major forex pairs, BTC crypto, and the most liquid futures contracts, all updated by 7 a.m. and usually the evening before. If you check after 6 p.m., you can get most of it after 6 p.m. the night before. If you like these videos, please click the like button. If you want to subscribe, please do that as well. Keep in mind, everything you've seen and heard on here is for entertainment purposes only, including the entry prices and my commentary. Can't use it for anything other than entertainment. You should always do your own analysis, and you definitely trade at your own risk. If you like this video, please leave us a great comment in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.